baby hot, don't speak to any moment. Product of her environment, shout out the global woman. Can't box her in with any trend, no, she's a global woman. Call fire, Marshall Bill, like, let me tell you something. Flawless, beautiful, follow codes down to her toes. Cuticles, picking rolls with the flow, slam dunking all the goals. Silvers for the novice and golds for the pros.
What's going on, everybody out there in TV land, on YouTube and on TikTok Live? We come to you tonight to interrupt your regular scheduled program. Hey, y'all, we got a banger tonight. The mic is hot, the computer is working, the phone lines are working, and we on one tonight, y'all. But hey, first off, TikTok, I need you to do me a huge favor. I just pinned the link to watch the show live on YouTube, so go watch the show live on YouTube. Hey, YouTube. Hey, YouTube. Don't forget to click that like button. It's the thumbs up. Then slide your finger on over and press the subscribe. And don't forget to click the all so you get all of the notifications when we're going live or dropping new content. Lastly, share. You might ask, share this video to where? Well, most of us have Facebook, so that's where you can share it to, or anywhere you desire. Yes, friends and family, please share these messages with your friends, your family, your coworker, your boss, your pastor. Share these messages because we want to get these messages out to the world, and we want everybody to experience this topic with us. But also, we're doing something new. Every time we hit the 200 milestone mark with subscribers, we're going to the chat and send 1 or 2 people a gift. But you must be a subscriber to participate. We sent to somebody a gift when we got to 200. And now when we get to the 400 mark, I think we add, Kyra, do you know where we at exactly? The number we at? Like maybe 255?
260.
We're about 260. So we get to 400, we would go into the chat again and we would send someone else a gift, okay? Also, check this small video out about my Stop Playing Apparel company. Look at Obi smiling. Stop Playing was created to motivate, inspire, uplift, and inform individuals about viewing life through an alternate lens. No two individuals travel the same road or embark on the same journey. Yet, obstacles are faced by all. Despite the challenge, if you believe it, you can achieve it. By purchasing a shirt, you can be part of motivating and inspiring someone to achieve greatness. Come join the movement at stopplaying.net.
We're at 260.
We're who?
268.
268. We're at 268. Come on, y'all. Help us get to the 400. We're at 268. Obi is smiling like he gonna have a good time tonight. Obi, I'm happy. I'm just working tonight. I'm just happy. Ain't no glitches. I'm just
we're gonna have fun, man. I can't wait.
Computer working tonight. Yeah. So y'all make sure y'all check me out. Support entrepreneur. And remember, it's more than fashion. It's a statement. So tonight, we're gonna get into this thing. But first we're gonna start off is we're gonna introduce ourselves. So my name is Edmund Chapman. I'm your host, Eddie Ed. I reside in South Carolina.
And my name is Kyra, and I reside in California. And I got a lot of minions following me.
Obi,
and my name is Obi,
and
I stay in North Carolina.
And my name is Kyra from California. Welcome to tonight's show. Devil, get behind the Satan.
Y'all know what we do every time, but we ain't seen it in the last couple of weeks. So Ed got a story time for everybody tonight. Tonight we're gonna have Ed's story time. And hey, I ain't seen that graphic in a while. I'm back. I'm happy I'm back. So tonight I'm gonna let y'all know a little bit about me, Obi, and Kyra. I'm gonna use it in basketball terms too, because it's basketball season. So, and we're gonna relate to how we do the podcast. So me, I'm what you call the jokester. I'm the one, I'm gonna drop a couple of nuggets, but I'm gonna keep the show light. I'm gonna keep it fun. I'm gonna crack a lot of jokes. I'm gonna lose a little bit of colorful language. So you Christians, don't shun me to hell. I might use a little bit of a colorful language, but I'm the jokester. I'm gonna keep the show real light and fun. So I'm what you call the point guard. I'm facilitating everything. I'm gonna give you about, maybe about 10 points. I'm gonna give you about 20 assists and maybe 5 to 7 rebounds. So I'm the PG, aka the jokester. Obi, he the man in the middle. He the center. Obi is what you call the quiet assassin. Obi gonna sit back, relax, and just watch everything, be calm, be cool, be quiet with it. But if you rewatch these shows, he gonna hit you with some nuggets, some quiet nuggets. You ain't gonna see it, but you have to rewatch the shows and like, oh man. So Obi is gonna give you what you call a double-double. He gonna give you 15 points, 15 rebounds, maybe about 7 assists. And you're gonna be like, man, that ain't nothing. But the 15, if you watch basketball, it's gonna be big 15. We gonna lose the game without the 15. If we don't give us some 15 rebounds, we ain't gonna win the game. So Obi is what they call the quiet assassin. Kyra is the non-nonsense one on the pod. She ain't taking out bull crap. No matter how many jokes I come with, no matter how many lies somebody might come on the podcast and say, like a panel member or even us, Kyra gonna call us out on our bull. Now, yes, Kyra have a sense of humor. If y'all not on the show, like on backstage, and she be texting me, y'all, funny. Kyra funny as shit. But Kyra is the one of non-nonsense. Kyra in basketball terms is gonna drop 40. Kyra gonna drop 40 every night. Every night she gonna drop 40. She don't miss.
No.
Guess what though? She ain't giving you no assists. She gonna 40 points, 0 assists. Maybe give you 5 rebounds, but she gonna drop 40 off top. But one thing I like about Kyra is, like I said, I'm a PG. Kyra gonna find a spot. I don't gotta look. No look, Kyra gonna be at the spot. And what I mean about that is, and to be serious, sometimes I put Kyra on the spot. I'm like, hey Kyra, can you explain what tonight's topic is? And it's not rehearsed. Or hey Kyra, can you run to TikTok or run to blah 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 and do this real quick? And she own it. So Kyra always gonna hit the mark. She always gonna be on the spot. So Kyra is what you call non-nonsense and it's gonna drop 40. And that's the team. So if y'all be thinking about why Ed cracking jokes, why I will be sitting there quiet a little bit, why Kyra, that's what we do. And that's how we work. And it works for us. We play off each other just like a basketball team, and it works for us with all the pieces on the team. So Obi, can you tell the people what tonight's topic is about?
I will, but I want to make a comment. I want to make 2 comments real quick. I go to church, but I cuss a lot more than Ed. So just gonna put that out there. I hope nobody from church is watching. And I'm already offended, Ed. It hasn't been 5 minutes into the show. And somebody said they like Kyra hair. I mean, you don't like my hair? You don't like Ed's hair? I mean, I think you're one of Kyra minions. Kyra has a lot of minions going out there. You're one of her minions. All right. That's all I had to say about that.
Thank you for the compliment, Bridget.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. You're trying to get me sidetracked, but you're not.
Haters gonna hate. Let's move on. Thank you, girl.
How you know it's a girl?
Because her name is there.
Oh, gosh.
I already said their name. So.
This is Bridget. Obi, what's a nice topic, Obi?
All right. So tonight's topic is. It didn't pop up.
Let's say it.
It's not popping up.
It's not popping up. Let's go for it.
Oh, we're just talking about date. Talking about the things that it's kind of a little bit of everything. We're talking about things we don't like, for the most part. So some things you don't like about your mate or your potential mate or somebody that you see, you want to see, you're getting to know.
And additionally, we'll be discussing things that you do need to know about your mate during when you're dating them or being in a committed relationship. What are things that you absolutely need to know about your mate? That's what me and Ed are going to be discussing. Obi.
Yeah, I'm coming at it from the comedic side tonight. It's all about comedy.
Kyra, I'm glad. I was gonna throw it to you, Kyra, and ask you, give us a little context, but you pretty much summed it up this then. You got a little bit. You want to add a little bit to that, Kyra, or I could throw the first question out.
I think it's pretty cut and dry, but like it could be like beliefs, it could be like values, it could be if they have mental health issues. Not that there's anything wrong with having mental health issues, but just things that people need to know that are important, or what type of, I don't want to give too much away. Let's go into the questions.
I just want to say, like, the chat is already a little buzzing already. I'm loving it. We got people already in chat. Okay, so we're gonna hit the first question, y'all. And I apologize, it might not come up on the screen tonight, so just bear with us. So my first question to the panel and to the people in the chat, and please chime in. And people on TikTok, I told you if you want to chime in, hit over to YouTube. I tagged it, all that good stuff. So my first question is to you guys: what is your number one thing you think you need to know about your mates? And the OBK is good or bad, but Kyra.
So for me, it's if they believe in God, because I'm not. I don't want to say I would not be in a relationship with somebody that does not believe in the same God that I believe in. Not like a higher power or anything like that, but God, the Trinity, the Bible. Yeah, that would be number one for me.
I don't give you part two to that question, too, Kyra. Okay, so number one thing you need to know about your mate, and number one thing you need your mate, you need from your mates. You need from your mates. Besides knowing about them, that you need from them.
I would say it's like a slash. So I require patience and understanding. Like understanding I am not always at my best. Understanding that I can be judgmental and critical. Understanding that I've been through different things in life, that sometimes I have rough days at work. Sometimes I just need to be listened to. So understanding everything that has made me who I am up until this day, and even how I move, and then patience with when I'm not at my best, and when I want to just shut down, walk away, different things like that. Yeah. I like that question.
For me, definitely faith and belief in God. I know I used to kind of want my mate to go to church with me, but that's not important no more. You know, as long as you believe in God, I mean, you have to believe in God, and you have faith in a nice, well, not nice, but a great prayer life. I think that's something that I need. And as far as the other question that you asked, I think in relationships you have to give a lot of grace and mercy. So, and I'm not saying for cheating, but I'm just saying grace and mercy, period. And I think I would want my partner to give me the same grace and mercy that I'm going to give to her.
And I would say along the lines of Kyra for the first one. Of course, I need somebody that believes in God. I don't need you to be on Ed level and believing in God, or Obi's level, like how we are going to church, but I need you to believe. Then we can work on everything else. As long as you say, yeah, hey, I believe in God, but I'm not quite there where you at. As long as you believe, that's what I need. But what I need from you, I need somebody. So it's pretty interesting. I was talking to this young lady today that I'm kind of, kind of sweet on a little bit, Kyra. I was talking to her today, and I was as we was talking. Obi, shut up. As we were talking, like she was kind of understanding what like finishing my sentences and understanding where I was coming from. And I told her, like, before when I was married, Obi, you know about this elevation. We have groups, like marriage groups, So in our group one time, I might not articulate my words the best. I might not have the best diction, but I was in a group and I was explaining something. And my own wife, ex-wife now, was looking at me kind of crazy side eye, like she understood what I was saying. But it was wild that one of my best friends that was there, and his wife said, I know exactly what Ed's saying. This is what he's saying. And I said, exactly. So it was kind of weird to me that my partner didn't understand me, but this other couple could understand me. So that's one of my biggest things, like learn this is about learning me. When you learn me, or you learn Kyra, you learn Obi, you can understand where they're coming from, you understand what they're saying, no matter how they bring it, because you'll sit there, you're in a relationship with them, and you're learning them. So that's one of my biggest things. You learn me, and we can go far.
All right, I got the next question. And
hold on,
like I said,
hold on, Obi. Let's go to the chat first.
I will take the chat real quick. So we have some people saying that believing in God is important. Also, needing to be acceptance and consistency, God and transparency, praying together and for each other with communication and loyalty with respect. I love that. I love the praying together aspect. I think that is like so next level and can elevate your relationship, being able to go to the Father on the same, about different things. That I love that. Learning each other and compromising. We got a nice chat today. Yes. And tell them about the phone lines also, Ed, before we hop into the second question.
I'll say, okay, quick, guys. I'd like you for guys to, sorry, I ain't been on for a while. It feels like I'm new to this.
Gotta
Please click
stretch.
like, right? Please click like, share, and subscribe. Please, guys, do me a huge favor. While I'm talking right now, push the like button, share this button to your family and friends, and please, if you have not subscribed, subscribe. Also, the phone lines are open. Can you put the phone lines up? There you go. The phone lines are open. The phone line is 704-891-9560. So with the phone line, guys, all we ask you to do is call in, make a statement, post your question, and then we'll discuss it on here. We don't want to be long-winded on the phone line, but we do want you guys to call in. We would like to hear from you. So again, the phone lines are open, 704-891-9560. OB, it's on you, brother.
All right. I'll go ahead and ask this question. It was actually the third question that I was going to ask. But because I've seen it in the chat a couple of times already, I want to know how do you handle yourself when you get mad? Like if you go to Chick-fil-A and you order a number one and they give you a number two, the spicy, how mad are you going to get? What are you going to say? Are you going to cuss somebody out? Are you going to go back through the drive-through and throw the bag at them because they gave you the wrong food? If you get mad at your mom or your sister, how are you going to react in that situation? I need to know that. I mean, that's super important to me because I hate drama. I hate chaos. I hate arguing. I ain't got time for none of that shit. But, I want to see how you going to react.
So are we saying, are we going to act to our partner?
I mean, period. Like I've said on the podcast before, if I take you out to eat and you order your steak well done and then bring it back to you medium well, how are you going to react? I need to see how you're going to act in real time. I need to see how, can you go to 0 to 100 real quick, or is it a slow walk? Because that can affect our relationship. We won't be able to communicate if you're going to go from 0 to 100 real quick all the time. And that might not be important to some people, but that's in the top 3 of my list. Faith, communication, you get mad. I need to know. Because it might not work if you always cussing somebody out, you're always talking shit about somebody. I want somebody with an edge. I want somebody to cuss somebody out in the right time at the right moment, but not all the time because it's not necessary.
Well, for me, I'm a non-nonsense type person nowadays. Like when I really learned who I am, learned my work, I'm very non-nonsense. But I'm also at the age of 44 that I'm not about to just go off on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to just pick a fight. Like this morning at work, we have two different trailers, right? So our trailer guys kind of got us other trailer. I'm like, what, we gonna fight about it? Like, it ain't that deep. It ain't that deep. But y'all want to fight us about it? Like, it's not that deep, guys. I mean, you're gonna lose if y'all fight Archer, but it's not that deep. I told her crack jokes. No, but seriously, I was like, it's not that deep. So for me, and I absolutely hate, and I can say, I'm sorry for saying hate. I just like when someone gets mad and send their food back or get mad at the waiter. You can articulate that your food might be cold, or you might be like, why come late? But don't be yelling and getting an attitude. Like, I don't send my food back because I don't trust it sending it back unless it was absolutely this cold, and I might order something different. But I just feel like you need to be able to handle yourself in a mature way when you're outside in public, when you're at work, when you're at church, when you're at home. At our big ages, like, well, I'm gonna get so mad. Now, you keep pushing my buttons, you will see the other side of me, but it's gonna take a while before you get to that part. It's just like, when Ed snap, you're like, okay, well, you've been pushing this button, so I understand when he go off. But it's gonna take a minute, Obi, to get to that level for me.
Okay, Kara. Any comment?
I'm just taking it in and listening to what is being said. Like, I'll definitely send my food back, but I will articulate politely in the same way that I have that I communicate like unappreciated, unacceptable customer service. I can also give kudos to those who offer amazing and outstanding service. But I like both of those that you all said. Yeah.
And I mean, I don't mean like don't send your food back. I mean, like,
yeah,
attitude. Because I've had
exactly.
like one of my child's mother to them in Chicago. She used to be like so nasty. I'm like, hey girl, you want to eat that food after you? Like, what?
Right.
All, you
like
back,
rude and disrespectful.
I wouldn't trust the food when it come back.
Right.
And like Kara, there's a way you could say it to the waiter or waitress. So I'm not saying don't send it back. I'm just saying that don't send it back nasty with a nasty attitude.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. Communication is everything. And like you guys said, it's the way you articulate it and present it, which can make the food good or bad.
Obi, do you make people go from 0 to 60?
No, I hate it. I hate drama. I hate chaos. I hate fighting. I don't do any of that. No, that's not me.
But do you make people go from 0 to 60?
No, like, not at all. Not at all.
Kara, what I can say about Obi, like seeing it, like I physically saw this. Obi would sit and take a lot, and I'm looking like, boy, what? I've seen Obi sit and take a lot of verbal abuse before, and I'm like, geez. And he was so calm and so cool and so like monotone, like his levels. I don't even think on here his levels ever went up or down. It's just like it's always the same. Maybe it's the military him, maybe it's his old age, older age, not old age, older age. Kara, see what I tell you, Kara be ready.
See, I normally get that from Kara. Now I'm getting it from my boy.
She ain't giving you 0 cents. I told you earlier.
Well, we don't know his age because it's secret squirrel, so no one knows Obi's age. It's a secret.
Ask your damn question, Kara.
Don't come crazy because I have administrative rights to take someone off screen for talking to me crazy.
There's the HR in you. The HR.
Let's get it together. I'm going to hit the comments and then I'm going to ask my next question. All right. A person said, a person's demeanor should rarely change even if they are angry. It gets you nowhere and most of the time makes you look bad. Another person said it's all about the tone. Someone else said, do they allow emotions to dictate their reaction, or do they process in a healthy way and then communicate? I love that. All righty. And my question that I think is important to know about a person that you're dating is like what their relationship is like with their family. I'm very family oriented. My family, if y'all know me, y'all know my family is everything. And that would be important to know, because if they don't have a relationship with their family, what is the reason that they don't? And or if oftentimes, in my opinion, crazy doesn't fall too far from the tree. So if your mama's wilding out and your daddy's wilding out too, you probably be wilding out. It may not have came out yet, but just seeing those family dynamics. Also, sometimes I believe that men that have mommy issues can have like emotional baggage and not always know how to communicate. I'm not saying that people can't work on themselves or acknowledge that their have been issues between them and their mom, but like went unaddressed and unaddressed and kind of dealt with, which is the same thing as unaddressed. It can be problematic to me. What do y'all think about that?
I think family is. I'm like you, Kyra. I got a pretty big family. Family is everything. So if you telling me that you don't really rock with your family, I'm gonna look at you like, why not? Like, what do you mean you rock with your family? Or if I see you being disrespectful to your mom or to your dad, I'm like, hold on. Now I understand we're big ages, so we can say some things now. We're big ages, but it's all the way about how you say it to your mom or how you say it to your dad or your grandma, or whatever. So I'm big on respect still. I still respect my elders. Some people, they feel that, hey, they grown now, so respect. I was like, no, they're still my elder, so I still respect them. So I'm looking at you on how you respect your people, because I want to come around your people. And if you don't got no people coming around, I'm like, I don't know, Obi, something ain't right. You don't got no family, like ain't nobody gonna meet. I can't meet a cousin, I can't meet an auntie. I'm gonna kind of like, that might be a red flag to me, because I'm like, why? Like, you would really have to explain. We have to sit down in depth conversation. And I have to be open to really hearing you,
right?
And why that you don't rock with your family. Like, what happened in your past? What past hurt? What past trauma or drama that you have where you don't really? Because I'm looking at my family, how we have a whole group me chat we on, go on vacation together. We do Thanksgiving. They do Christmas. I don't go there for Christmas, and we do 4th of July together every year. So I'm like, and you like, no, this just me and my kids. Or if you don't have no kids, just me. Like, so that'd be kind of suspect to me.
Yeah. And there could be situations where a person's family is like so toxic and so unhealthy that for their own sake, they had to separate themselves and establish boundaries and create distance because of how toxic their family is. So there are some situations and extreme cases where, that is what a person had to do to thrive and survive for themselves. And then also something to look at from a parental perspective is like, how are your kids talking to you? Are you all going to the club together? Are you wearing matching tube tops? Is your kid cussing at you or to you or in conversations with you? Because that to me is like, I'm old school, just like you talked about, Ed. Like, I don't cuss on a regular basis. It's very rare, but I would never say a cuss word in front of my dad or mom or aunt or anything like that. It's just not acceptable. But in today's age, some people have raised their kids cussing at them, and their kids feel like they're their friends and can talk to them and cuss at them and all kinds of stuff. And so that to me is like, that's not going to work for me. Because if your kid talks to you that way, then other people can talk to you that way.
Come on,
and
now.
You're probably going to try to talk to me that way. And that's not going to be a good thing.
Told y'all she dropped 40. Y'all thought I was playing. Told y'all she dropped 40. I told y'all. No, I agree. I agree 100%. I know Obi want to dive into this too. I agree 100% that you never know what might be going on. And that's why we have to, and me, I failed at this, but communicate. And Obi always, I think, said this a lot. Communication. So that's why you have to sit and communicate with that person, because it might be some toxic stuff or past trauma or something like that. And it's so funny, Kyra, you mentioned a kid, because again, I was talking to the little sugar I'm talking to, and her kid, she said something to the kid, and he said, "What?" And immediately she checked him. Him. I said, "Whoa!"
What is not a response word in my family?
It wasn't in my family either. And
pardon me, excuse me, come again. What'd you say? Could you repeat that? But what?
What? Get your ass knocked out of my family.
What did you say?
So that goes back to what Kyra said, because if you let what slide, now you're gonna let more slide, and then more slide. You know, y'all stand toe to toe like y'all about to fight. So I agree with
Now
you.
you like some Nike slides. What are your thoughts, Obi?
I mean, I agree. Like my family's super close. Like Ed said, we do stuff every holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Memorial Day, 4th of July. We always hanging out, and I would expect to see the same with you and your family. And if I don't see that, I'm thinking something's wrong. I'm gonna think there's some unhealed trauma, there's some drama going on. Somebody don't like somebody, and instead of y'all patching it up and making things right, y'all just carry on those like burdens, and it's just like a what's the word that they say? What is it, Kyle? I can't think of what it is. I'll think of it in a second. But it's not good for family. And if you don't have a good relationship with your family, you can't merge into mine because we're not going to be a good fit. Ooh. Generational curses. That's what I meant to say. Generational curses.
Oh, yeah. What if you could show them like what family is and how powerful family could be because they didn't have that kind of upbringing? Because I know some people, some friends and coworkers and stuff, and their family dynamics are so far opposite from my family.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you all, my family is very close, vacationing, group chat, everything. But some people just haven't been blessed to have that.
I think like family dynamics are different. Your mate or significant other could be different from you. You can have conversations, but if they're not willing to listen and adapt and change, you're wasting your time as far as that piece is concerned. Just my opinion.
Like you're wasting your time with that person because
no,
they
trying
grew
to
up in a
get them
different...
to change their family situation, like their family dynamics. My family has family reunions. Somebody else's may not. My family does a lot for birthdays and graduations and basketball games and stuff like that. Some people families don't do that, but I'm not going to change what my family does because yours doesn't do it.
Yeah, I like it.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, the phone lines are open. 704-891-9560. Call in, guys. We want to hear from you guys. Call in. It's the three of us tonight. We want to hear from y'all. Call in 704-891-9560. The conversation is getting good. Pretty much we're talking about things you need to know about your mates, things you might accept, things you might not accept. As Obi say, some of the negatives. I guess I'm throw one out. My next question.
Oh wait, let me hit the chat before you go into the question, please.
I hit the question. Yeah, I'm just talking to the people real quick.
Okay.
So that's pretty much what we're talking about tonight. Again, if you're on TikTok live and you like to chime in, and you want to, I'm not going to read any questions on TikTok. So if you want to ask a question, you have to come to YouTube. Again, it's going to be pinned on the top of the link on YouTube. I mean, on TikTok, I'm sorry. The YouTube link will be pinned on top of the chat on TikTok. Kyrie about to dive into the chat, and then we'll get into some more of this conversation.
Yep. A person said family dynamics is a good one. Do they have healthy boundaries with their family? Another person said, sometimes your family is a whole different page and the person decides to move on without them. It's not uncommon at all. You can love and respect your family members, but just don't mesh. Another person chimed in that parenting styles is a good conversation to have. And then for you, Ed, she was fronting in front of you. That's how her kid talks to her. I said, what, mama?
Okay. So first of all, I want to go back to the person that said sometimes your family is a whole different page. And I get that, but it's like you don't mess with none of your family. I still like none at all. That's what I'm saying. It have to be, and I get it. Like everybody, somebody, it got to be something there. So that's what I'm saying. The conversation has to be happening because it has to be something there. The reason why you don't mess with your family, and it says it's not uncommon at all. I don't know a whole lot of people that don't mess with nobody in their family. I mean, y'all might like. I don't know. I can't really say that somebody said they don't mess with nobody in their family at all. Like nobody. I don't know anyone personally that said they don't mess with anyone in their family. You know, so I don't know. He says it's not uncommon, but you know, I don't know.
It's not normal.
I don't think right. I don't think it's normal if to find a person that don't mess with nobody. It might be a low percentile, but I wouldn't think it's a high percentage of that. But I don't know.
Yeah, because then that wouldn't make me want to look at your family. I would start looking at you. Like, it ain't your family, it's you.
I won't necessarily look at you. I necessarily like saying I have to sit down and see what's going on. Then I can make my assessment by talking to you. Then I'm like, I might be like, oh, yeah, no, it's you. After I'm talking to you, like, yeah, you're a little bit crazy. And Mr. EG, she didn't even know I heard because we were on the phone, and then I brought it up like, oh man, I heard you go off. So she didn't know that I even heard the conversation.
I knew he was gonna get defensive. Ask the next question, sir.
So what is something that will make you stay with a person that might be a red flag, but you've been with them, you've been dating them for a while, and it's kind of red flag, but you like, it's
and this is
I can work through this.
What you need to know about your mate.
Yes, something you need to know about your mate that might be a red flag about your mate, but a red flag you can deal with your mate.
And I hope I'm answering this question correctly. But if I'm not, just stop me. But I think I could stick around with a person even if I saw a red flag in them, if there was a lot of chemistry, if the communication was where it needed to be, and we had a lot of mutual interest collectively. Did I answer your question correctly?
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
Okay. Because for me, like,
well, let me answer it first, Obi. Then maybe I can give you more context of it.
Okay.
So for me, I would say if I seen a red flag and say I was dating Kyra, I seen a little red flag, but I seen it was room to grow. Like she might have been argumentative, really argumentative, but maybe maybe every guy she dealt with, she's argued with, and then I come into the page and I'm like, hold that thought. I don't want to lose the caller. Hold that thought. We got a caller. Hello, caller. How you doing tonight? You're on with Nutz and Boltz. How are you doing?
Good evening. I actually wanted to address one of the conversations that we had in regards to family members. So I personally am stuck with, on one side of the family, people are much older than I am, so I don't have anything in common with them. On the other side of the family, people have completely different interests than I do, so I don't deal with them. I am not going to hang out with people that smoke and drink, ratchet, loud, hood, all of those things. So I can understand how people don't have anything in common with family members to the point where they don't associate with them.
That's a good point.
It's a good point. Thank you for your call, caller. That's actually a really good point. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
What y'all think about that?
I've been in situations where in the past, my significant other may have some best friends, and I've been kind of forced to hang out with somebody that I didn't have anything in common with. So I would go, but would not really fully engage because we didn't have anything in common. I mean, I could like sports and they could not like sports. I could talk about like corporate America or politics, and they didn't know anything about politics, didn't know who the president was, and they could be working a totally different job than I work. So I kind of get what she's saying.
But let me ask you a question, and Kyra too, after what the caller said. So I understand, like, if somebody smoke and drink, whatever, and something you don't got in common with a family member. But is that the same thing saying I don't mess with my family, because I don't have nothing in common? I'm not like, let's just take the smoking and drinking out of it. Let's just say you got something else that's not in common. They're way older or they're way younger. Is that same as saying I don't mess with my family because we have nothing in common?
I think age could play a significant part in that, for sure. Because you won't have anything in common with that person. I mean, y'all don't, probably don't have the same family values. Y'all don't parent the same. The kids are in different generations. Hell, they're in different generations. So I completely get what she's saying.
So that would say, so I'm saying that means you don't mess with them because y'all have nothing in common. You don't mess with them.
It could be possible. That's what I'm saying. It could be possible. There's people that I know that are in those similar situations and they don't F with people because of some of those same things. So I don't knock it. I'm not in it, so I can't knock it. I see it. I can understand it. Carol, you look
I
confused when
think
I was
it's
talking.
something I'm normally confused when you talk. However, I was trying to actively listen to what you had to say. I think that it deserves a discussion and a conversation because that's still something at the end of the day that is important to me, is like how you rock with your family or why you don't rock with your family, and kind of peeling back the onion to find out why. And if it's because there's a huge age gap or we're just not we don't have a lot in common and different things like that, then that's something that's understandable. It was worth a conversation, and I was able to find out and not be curious on like why we're not going to your family's cookout or how come we're not sending Christmas cards, and just knowing and understanding that element and that part of the person. So it's still important and worthy of a conversation.
That's good. That's good. Good. Thank you, caller, for calling in. Again, everybody, the phone lines open. Thank you, caller. That was really good. Really good statement you made. Again, 704-891-9560. The conversation is we're talking about mates, things we need to know about our mates. And so my question was, and I'm going to answer my own question. Like I said, if someone had a red flag, like they're argumentative, and the reason they're so argumentative is because everybody they dated, they have been argumentative with them, so that's what they're used to. That's the norm. And so I come in and I change the norm, so that red flag can change. I can change that red flag for them because I'm not arguing with them. I'm not giving them that energy that everybody else gave them. Everybody was giving that energy, and I just said, I'm not giving you that. You want to argue? Okay. I believe my cousin told me before. He said it takes two people to argue. I said, whoa. And he told me this years ago. And I just learned it now. He told me this years ago. One of my older male cousins told me it takes two people to argue. So if you're used to being, Kyra and Obi used to dating each other, used to arguing all the time, then me and Kyra started dating. She been interested in me. I'm going to bring a different energy. So yeah, it's a red flag, but it's a red flag I can deal with because if I'm not arguing with her and I'm seeing like, okay, she like, well, Ed is kind of different, then maybe I can deal with that red flag and I can eventually shift her from being so argumentative, if that makes any sense to you guys.
I hear what you're saying. I just don't fully agree. And I understand what you're saying about like the red flags and
not flags.
Red flag singular. And I don't know, it just raises caution to me because like I understand like it's about meeting people where they are, but also taking people for who they are. So if that person is argumentative, like I wouldn't want to be frustrated 7 months down the line or down the road when that person's argumentative with me or combative, because I've already seen that side of them, because that is who they are or how they communicate in certain situations. And I try not to ever think like, oh, that person can change or they just need a little bit of time. Or if you came from dating 15 different people that you had to argue all the time, maybe you need to heal yourself, get it out of your system, and then maybe you'll be ready for dating. Because I'm not your ex or your last 5 exes, and that's not going to work for me. But
Carl,
I appreciate your like grace and mercy in dealing with it. Yes, I am not there.
Let me challenge you on one thing, Kyra. Not really challenge you. Let me ask you one thing. Okay, like me, for instance, right? It could have been a red flag to you or Obi. Like I was really bad in communicating. So that could have been a red flag, like really bad communicating. But as I really experienced what I experienced with ex-mayors and stuff, I'm understanding now that I have to communicate more. And I'm not even saying over communicate, this communicate more in general. So that could have been a red flag to you because of what I've always never really communicated. And then I get with Kyra, and she's very articulate. She's very orientated. She's very detailed. So she's not forcing me, but allowing me to be me, but not allowing me to sit back and not being not have communication. So it could have been a red flag, but well, you being who you are, you're going to communicate with me. So it's like I'm like I have to communicate with you, or I have to let you go. You know what I'm saying? So that's something like that could have been a red flag, but it kind of changed as I got older and got and talking to different people. So if that makes a difference to you or not.
I got you. Picking up what you're putting down.
Oh, what about you? Is there any red flag that you'll deal with that you might like? I can deal with this.
I'm pretty sure I have, but like I was stating earlier, as long as we have like the other fundamental properties in place, I'm hopeful that I can break them down and we can kind of change her behavior, at least get the narrative changed. And over time, I think I'll do a good job at changing her. I'm not saying it's possible. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying hopefully.
How long would you stay with somebody that might have that red flag before you like, I gotta bounce?
I don't know, because I don't think anybody's perfect, and I think people change over time, and sometimes the habits that they're used to are just the norm. And anything could happen that could trigger that person. So I don't know. I can't put a time frame or time limit on it, because I know at one point I stayed with somebody that was very aggressive, way worse than Kyra. And I, yeah, yeah, but that ended in divorce. So whatever. Next question.
It's on you, Obi.
Oh, okay. The question that I have for you guys is about health. And I think for me, like mental health is super important, but I think sexual health is just as important. So if like I want you to make sure I need to make sure that that person is mentally like capable of being with me, being beside me, and at the same time, I want to make sure that that person isn't infected with anything that I could possibly get infected with. So mental and sexual health is super important, and I think that that's sometimes things we overlook, we don't talk about, but for somebody that could be sexually active, I'm not saying that's me, but they're gonna want to know if you got. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Ed. Oh my god. Okay.
He said somebody is sexually active. That ain't me. I ain't sexually active, y'all.
Hey,
I'm out here a virgin.
Mental health and sexual
I ain't
health.
never had sex in my life. I got 3 kids, but I don't got no sex.
Hey,
Get out here, boy.
I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian.
You was
Mental
just
health and sexual health is
12
important.
segments ago. Well, let's make it make sense.
Hey. People at church watching this.
None of your friends are watching.
God said, "Come as you are." God said, "Come as you are, brother."
Hey, and that's how I come as I am. So if we swap a DNA, I need to know what's going on with your body. I ain't asking for body count, ladies. I'm just saying what's going on. Yeah, go get tested. Go get therapy, and test.
Oh, it's crazy, right? This one lady told me before, no cap. She said before we engaged in intercourse that we both need to show our papers.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad. I expect
like
that because I'm gonna ask for
like, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask them.
What
Yeah, I
was
want to
your
see.
response?
I said, okay. Now you should ask me, did we actually do it? That's your question. Should have been, Kyra, did we actually go through with that? But I said, okay, that's pretty deep.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't do it because was it too much work for you to get the?
I literally had just before I met her, went to go get tested for like your normal checkups anyway. But I just never I never pulled my chart up because it never like came up again. That's why it just never came up again. So I never showed her my chart or seen hers because it just never came up again. Because I literally told her, like, I just got tested. I'll show you. She's like, okay, well, we need to show each other. Like, she was adamant about that. But by the time we got to the actual place of doing the goods, it just never came up again. You know. But it was
what
pretty
hospital
interesting.
you go to with your my chart? I said you go to the same hospital I go to with your my chart.
Atrium.
And so did you all never engaged in that act? I guess my question is, was she saying that just to say it, or did she, because anybody can say something to sound good, like, oh, I need to see my chart. But then in the heat of the moment, my chart goes out the door and y'all are.
Nah, I need to see that. It's a way that you pull it up. When you pull it up, you can pull it up online and you can see somebody's results. You can't fake this one at all. You can't fake it.
No, I'm not implementing that it's fake. I'm saying sometimes people say things to sound good and that's not what actually happens.
So
and
I
in the
can't
heat
say
of the
what
moment.
Right. I can't say what Kyra's thinking. Like I was dating Kyra. So I can't say what she was thinking. She said it. Not the date, not like we about to jump into the bed. No, it's like over the phone, like over conversation. She said it. But when
you never engaged
right
in activity. Okay.
No. We engaged in activity. We just never showed up. No.
Okay. So that's the point of my question. You said that you engaged in activity.
Right.
Were my plan, my paperwork, my results, my charts, were those shared with each other before engaging commenced?
Right. That's what I'm saying. You asked like, was she just saying something just to be saying it? I said maybe she might have had really good intentions. I don't know. I can't say why she said it. It could just sound good.
But did you guys show each other?
No, I said we didn't. I said before we talked about it, but before the goods happened.
Then she was just saying it because stuff happened without seeing it.
Could be. Or maybe she. I don't know. I know what her intentions was, but yeah.
Next question.
I was willing to show though. I was like the one like I went. I was willing to show. We just never did.
That's good.
Like it just never came up again. You know.
Yeah, and I agree. That's 100% something that should be discussed, openly discussed. That there should not be hesitation to have that conversation about have you ever had, do you have, and there's going to need to be a current test dated XYZ before things happen, because you just never know nowadays. And there are a lot of diseases that can lie dormant in male or female, and some people don't even know that they have anything. And then you don't know who people are sleeping with. It's scary out here. So I think that is great. I like that one, Obi.
But people always say it's too late. They're like, I'm not gonna have sex before marriage. I'm not gonna have sex before marriage. And then somehow y'all end up Netflix and chilling, and then y'all have sex before marriage. So people could have good intentions, and then it just happened. Like I said, the young lady could, I don't know, had good intentions, and just weeks later, because this was like at the beginning. So like weeks later, when it happened, it just never came back up. So she could have had good intentions. Because I've heard that I ain't having sex before marriage stuff, and I'm like,
we are next Tuesday.
Okay. You fooling. But yes, I think mental health is a good one you said. I think that is good, and your sexual health as well, because you don't want to get anything and then if you're active, give it to someone else if you're not using all that, so I understand you want to protect your body as well as your partner's body. And your mental, you can protect your mental first, and then you'll be able to protect your partner's mental as well. So I do agree with you on that, Obi.
Yeah, never had anything, don't want nothing. Ever.
Because you're not saying you're active. Okay, that's good.
Glad you're comfortable sharing that. And not your age.
No shame, Kyra. No shame. Just in case somebody out there watching. Just nothing.
He's clean, y'all.
He's clean.
Yep.
A person said it's so much out there, like silent killers, and people don't get checked out till they get symptoms or the other person does.
That's true.
Facts.
That's
It's
true.
crazy. Back when I was working at TSA in Chicago, how many men didn't go to the doctor and get checked up? Men. You know, of course, women go get the what, pat smear, I think it's called, or whatever y'all go get. But we started having a conversation one day, and it was like, and of course, back then we was in our late 20s, early 30s, but still, like, there was a lot of guys talking about they don't go to the doctor. I'm like, what? And you talking about you had these many partners? I was like, wow. That was so wow to me, like so bizarre, like that these guys just don't go to the doctor, you know, for like to get their checkups. It's pretty. Like I just went to the doctor not too long ago. Sure did, and got me my little sticker. I hope you don't stay talking about my little sticker for my car.
For you're 44.
I got a sticker for my car. I just went to the doctor, got my checkups, and my little sticker for my car. Carl, you got another question to throw out? We're gonna try to get maybe two more, then we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah, I think something important to know about your mate is like what life events have shaped who you are today. Because a lot of your past has to do with who you are. Like for me, my mom died when I was 10. That is a huge major event that has shaped and molded the woman that I am today. And growing up with my brother and sister and different things like that. So I think that's important.
Yeah, I agree with that, Carl. I think, especially like when you dealing with the death of a parent, before its time, and I know God, you know, God does no wrong, but you know, how did that shape your life? Or did you deal with another good or bad event in your life that happened?
Right.
How did you overcome it? Like, what did you do? How did you become who you are in the midst of, you know, the losses that you went through? So I think that's a very good question.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm an orphan. Both my parents are deceased. No, y'all like, what? You're an orphan? No, I would say that, but yeah, both my parents are deceased. But that kind of shaped the way I view life is because they was married. So I look at the family dynamic differently. You know, I know nowadays people get divorced quickly, people break up quickly, but seeing like my grandparents was married, seeing my mom and dad was together until they both passed away. That helped mold and shape me. Like I wanted that. Fortunately, it didn't happen the first go around, and that also the divorce. I bet Obi can speak to it too. Also shaped me, and probably shaped him to be a different person after the divorce because of the reassessment of my life and my thought process and how I move and what I did, take account. It's all about accountability, about what I did and what I shouldn't did, and then how my parents raised me, what I saw in the house as a young man. So yes, that definitely did shape me, and I think it's different. I think I talked to somebody before. If you're dating someone and they come from a single parent or just a mom, not saying that you can't date them, but you have to see what's really going on with them, because they only come from a one parent home versus a two parent home. So I really like to know, like, if my mate we talk about our mate, so my mate, like, no, what was the dynamic of that growing up in a one parent home? Did you still engage with the other parent? Was he or she, because you could live your dad, active still? What did that look like with a single parent home? And if you was in two parent home, what that look like? Because it could be two people in the house, but one is presently not there or mentally not there. Just because you got two people there, So that's actually a good question to find out about your parents' dynamic and how did that structure your life. Like you said, Kyra, earlier, if your mother have had multiple guys, then understand why you have multiple guys, because that's what you saw growing up. You know, if your mother is kind of toxic, understanding why you kind of toxic, you know. So yes,
Yeah.
I get
And
that.
Ed, before you ask the last question, I want to just shoot a couple of questions out there that's kind of funny but kind of serious. Like
I'll
you
let you have
know,
the last one. Obi, go ahead. We're gonna let you have the last ones. Go ahead.
oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, some things that's important to me, and I'm gonna ask about 3 or 4. I need to know if you can cook. Like, can you cook? How we gonna eat? We can't afford to eat out all the time. Um, can you play
You
spades?
said you were a baller and you could afford to buy food all the
I
time.
can. I can, but some people can't. And why you bringing up that? I can. I can, but we ain't eating out at Cheesecake Factory every night and nah.
Ed, you
Ruth
said you
Chris,
never heard his tone change before?
huh? Hey,
Mark down
40
tonight.
points. 40 points.
Go ahead.
Kyle, can you play spades?
Please continue. I can.
Oh, okay. All right. Just want to check. Can you make potato salad?
I can.
Oh, uh-oh. Can you make collard greens?
What is the next question, sir?
Hey, tell me about your self-care. Like how do you do your self-care? Is your hair real? I mean, that's some questions people want to know.
Yes,
That
my
might be
hair.
important to some people. It's not important to everybody, but some questions like that are important to people.
So, is your hair real? Is something that's important to you?
Yes.
Okay.
It might not be important to the next man, but it's important to me. Like, I need to know your self-care routine. I mean, I don't need to know it. Let me not say that. But do you have one? Like, are you clean? Do you? Some people don't wash every day, and you looking at me like I'm crazy. But hey, people from India, people from some societies don't take a shower every day. You can smell them in the airport.
So what you're basically saying when you're dealing with your mate, you want to ask your mate these important questions. So if they
Yeah,
can't cook, you need to know what the dynamic gonna look like in a house.
yeah.
Do you have
Are
to
you
take a
good with
vacation?
money? Are you good with money? That's important.
That is
You know,
important.
That is very
like some
important.
people don't care about that. Some people want to know your credit score. How much money you got in the bank? Do you save? That's important.
How important is your credit score? Is a credit score, is your partner's credit score to you, Obi?
For me, as long as somebody got a good one or a great one, I'm okay. Because if you married to somebody, somebody got to be able to get something that they may not be able to pay for in cash that they need. If both of y'all got a great credit score, that's outstanding. But if only one of y'all got it, that's still good too. But
Mhm.
what they should be doing is the person that got a bad one, they need to collectively and together figure out a way to get the other one score up. The same thing with money in the bank, savings, checking. Hey, help that person. Get them up to where you are.
It's so good. And I don't want to tell my friend business, but I'm pretty sure he won't mind me saying this because he had said this out loud before to people. But and he was on a show not too recently, but he said like him and his wife worked together to get his credit up, to get him out of the debt
Hmm.
ratio. Now they worked together, and said it took a couple of years, but they worked together. Now they both, credit score pretty
Hmm.
high, no debt. And I thought that was phenomenal. And he said, I was like, wow. But it took the strong woman to like, she's gonna stay with him and help him, with this,
Mhm.
with the debt and the credit and stuff. So I understand what you're saying, Opie, about one partner, the stronger, can help the other partner
Hmm.
bring their credit score up or help them get out of debt or come on a game plan, a
Hmm.
game plan of action. So that
Mhm.
is pretty good, Obi. I like that one.
Like it too.
So, Kyra, to go off Obi question, do you need a man that know how to cook? Do you need a man that's no good hygiene? Is that important to you? Is a man credit? What else? Obi said credit score important to you? What
If they can
Hygiene
play
is
spades at
can a man play spades? Is
Kyra
that
the
important to
Kyra
you?
Smith family reunion, does your
Black
man need to
men.
play
It's
spades with
black
you?
men.
hygiene is very important to
Mm.
me. I think it's attractive when a man looks good and smells good. And cooking is good because I wouldn't want to do all the cooking all the time. I feel like it could be collectively. A man that knows how to cook and that enjoys cooking is something that's very attractive to me. And
What if he
as
can't cook but
opposed
he can
to
grill?
someone. as opposed to someone expecting the woman to just do all the cooking all the time. Like, what was your follow-up question, Ed?
I said, what if he can't cook that well? He can cook decent. He a decent cook, okay cook, but he can grill really well.
If he's a decent cook and he's cook, like I'm not expecting Emerald or anything like that. And if there's different things that he wants to work on, or we can make recipes together, or I can give him feedback about how it tastes or what he could do differently, what we could try together collectively next time. Yeah, that's all.
For the people
Great.
in the back, who is Emerald? Is that a guy or girl? Is that cookware?
Emerald
What is that?
Lagasse,
Oh
he
yeah,
is
it
a
might have went over
famous
somebody's head. I'm
chef.
just saying. Everybody don't know who that is. Everybody,
Okay.
see, you bougie. You bougie. My point made
I'm
again.
not bougie.
Emerald. Who the hell is Emerald? I mean, I know who it is, but everybody don't, Kyra.
Clearly, you don't know who it is, sir.
Hey, trust me, I know who Emerald is.
Okay, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. What was your next
I
question,
could
Ed?
bring up some cook. I could bring up some cookware for you to see.
So you said cooking, long as he, I'm gonna bring it back, people. I'm bring it back. We about to
Thank
get up out
you.
of here. So you said cooking, long as he decent, you're cool. He don't have to be a top chef or whatever.
Mhm,
And you said hygiene is important. He can't be out
mhm.
here
And I think your
musty.
last one was the credit score.
And the credit
Mhm.
score, yes.
I have not asked someone that I was dating what their credit score is. If we're like, and I think that you don't always have to ask the question to know the answer. Sometimes people have different lifestyles, and I can tell if we go out all the time and you're putting it on your card, or depending what kind of card you're putting it on. If you're putting it on an American Express card, then that card is going to be paid off at the end of the month or at the end of the billing cycle, because that's how that particular card works. Then you have to pay $500 to $800 to have that card as the annual fee. So that lets me know that in your the way that you're set up financially is that works for your lifestyle, and you're able to obtain that particular credit card that has credit score standards. And so I just think there's ways to know without specifically asking. And if the conversation comes up or things are shared, I don't mind going there, but I'm not going to be like, so what's your credit score? Yeah.
That's good. And Kyra, so we on you right now. Can you do us 2 favors? Read whatever you see in the chat and then give us your last give a nugget about the whole conversation. Give somebody some substance. Drop another 40 real quick.
All right. Related to what we're saying, the chat got quiet like after a certain period of time. I don't know what happened. But a most recent comment is, I think the goal is to be able to help each other elevate. There have been so many treasures dropped into the chat this evening, and thank you for the new people. I see some new people that I haven't seen before, so welcome to our channel and to our show. We hope that you come back every week. It's great to have you. If you're interested in being on the panel, Ed is going to drop some information a little bit later. That's really all I see in the chat right now related to our current conversation. My last nugget is that I ditto what Obi said in communication being key, because with effective communication, you're able to talk about family history, and you're able to talk about sexual health and mental health and or credit scores and body odor or hygiene. So communication just opens the door to everything, and hopefully you are able to listen and to allow the person to be held, and that there's just healthy conversation that equates to a healthy relationship. And I think it's also important, lastly, to know what you're looking for and what you do and don't want. I don't want a man that expects me to cook and ain't gonna sweep the floor because he has issues. I want someone that we can partner together, and it might look like us cooking together on date night, or him making me breakfast in bed once a quarter because I normally make him breakfast or prepare breakfast. So I don't want like a one-sided relationship that could foster resentment or anger. I like it to be.
Was that a shot at Obi? Did Obi see him like sweeping floors and washing dishes?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
He didn't want us to bring up the past, so I mean.
Oh gosh.
I'm just talking about me. That someone called me bougie, which I'm so down to earth, but whatever.
See, shots fired.
Whatever.
Anyway, I'll be real quick. I think for me, as men, you have to trust in God and allow Him to help you find your mate. And I think for women, you got to trust in God that He's going to bring that mate to you and let that mate find you. Don't go looking for him. That's not your job. And I think everything will work itself out. You got something to say, Kyra?
I do. I just wanted to add, because I think that trusting in God is important. And sometimes people think that they hear God saying, like, this is your partner, and know that God's voice is not the only voice that people hear, because Satan can speak to us also. And to have people of faith and to have different people in your corner that can look at things externally, from the outside looking in, to see things that you may not be able to see, because you might be praying for that man or for that woman and you think that God sent him to you, but he is mistreating you, doesn't have a relationship with his family, talks to you crazy, and you're thinking that God answered your prayers. No, that wasn't. Get back on your knees and keep praying that you'll be able to be, and to be ready also for the person in God's time that is right for you. So
yeah. If you got a relationship with God, I think you should be able to know the difference between His voice and Satan's voice. Some people don't, because sometimes Satan can sound like God. You just got to be able to kind of have discernment to know which is which.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'll tell y'all about that 40 points, right? So the game was over. Obi got the last rebound and he put the layup on and he tied the game up. Kyra just came to overtime and just, she had to do a little bit more to show Obi, no, I got this. I'm put the team on our back. And that was overtime. It was
that
over,
was
Obi.
not my intention.
You put the layup up, Obi. You threw the layup. Kyra said, wait a minute. No. Hey, pass me 10 to win. Watch this. She did a Steph Curry, Obi. He shot it and turned around. Like, that ain't necessary. But Kobe.
There's some people in relationships that are like, I prayed for this person and this is who God sent me. And like, they are misled by what they think has been a blessing from God, which has been a curse from Satan. And then they have issues trying to get out of the relationship because they think it was God sent.
No, okay. I agree. No, I agree. I was playing with you, but I told you to crack, Joe. No, that's 100% correct. What Kyra said was 100% factual. And so when we think about, think about the topic, the important things to understand about your partner, we could have listed 100 things that's important, but you got to find out what is really, truly important to you and to your partner, and cultivate those things and dive deep into those things to make that relationship either work or walk away. Don't, for one, take anything for granted, or if it's important to you, don't back off of it. Have your standards, know your worth. If it's important, like they said, the kids say nowadays, stand on business with it. Don't shy away from it because somebody said earlier, because of the sex or because of social status or because they got money or looks, whatever. If it's important to you, stand on what's important to you and pray and make sure you're knowing, if you believe, you're hearing God's voice, like Kyra said, and not Satan's voice. Have discernment and know the difference between the two voices. So also, if you'd like to be on next week's show, hey y'all, every week I'm going to TikTok, I'm going to everywhere, finding people. Y'all be standing me up sometimes. Stop standing me up. But if you'd like to be on next week's show, you can reach out to Sheena Nicole on Facebook, or you can reach out to me, Eddie Ed, on TikTok. Again, you can reach out to Sheena Nicole on Facebook, or you can reach out to myself, Eddie Ed, 24/7 on TikTok if you'd like to be on next week's show. Also, if you like what we're doing, and you're like, you know what, I want to donate to these people because I like what they're doing. They're doing something pretty cool. There is a QR code right on the screen. The QR code is right on the screen. You can scan the QR code, or if you can't scan the QR code, there's a cash tag at the bottom of the screen. The cash tag is $Nutz, NUTZ, Boltz, BOLTZ1. Again, it's $Nutz, Boltz 1. Lastly, we're looking for sponsors. If you like to sponsor the show, or you like, know what, can y'all advertise our business on your show? Absolutely. You can reach out to Sheena. I always want to say Sheena. To Sheena Nicole on Facebook, or you can email me at eddieed30@gmail.com. Again, it's eddieed30@gmail.com if you'd like to sponsor us, or if you simply want us to advertise a business you have. And like I said, and like Kyra said earlier, I want to thank all of the guests from coming, all the people that click like, share, and subscribe. Oh, I'm sorry. And like I say, again, click like and subscribe. I don't know what happened. It took almost about the screen. And like I say, every single week, I love you. I love you. Go out. Hey,
I think my baby